Good morning, good morning, good morning. Have you guys been looking for me? Well, guess what? You found me in the kitchen with Angela. Creole Roots is in the house. I'm back in effect. I've been down, sick a little bit. I'm getting better. Weather's changing. I think it's going to do me good to have cold weather. I love cold weather. I'm not really a hot weather person. But guess what? Since the temperature is moving around, getting better on my side, I'm feeling better. So thank you for joining me in my kitchen. All things New Orleans. This is Creole Roots. I'm in the house, in the kitchen with Angela. Like I said, I'm back, you guys. And today I have some chicken. I'm doing a whole chicken smother today. That's right. So I have all my chicken pieces here. I have the wing, the leg, the thigh, and the breast. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do my smothered chicken or stewed chicken or however you guys say it. I already have my pan heating up. I got a little bit water in there. I gotta get that out. I'm going to start off by seasoning my chicken. Yes, I'm going to touch it without gloves on. That's what a sink is for and soap, okay? So, I'm starting with, you know what? My Creole seasoning, Tony Chachere, a Creole cook. Once we found out about this, we don't want nothing else. You don't even need salt when you're doing this. So, I'm going to start off by seasoning each piece. And I'm going to get them all in the pan. And you know what I may just do too? I may go ahead and take and use a serrated knife to go ahead and slice them down the middle a little bit, because I want the juices to go inside the meat too, and I like the flavor inside the meat. So I'm going to slit it open. So it's going to be tender too. So yeah. So when you season it, you don't have to worry about it not having flavor when you bite into your chicken pieces. This is the breast pieces, you guys. And here's my wings. I'm going to just cut along the wing. You know, the wing that's closest to the breast, that's white meat. Some people don't know that. But the wing, when it's close to the breast, that's white meat. The leg and the thigh, they're at the bottom. That's your dark meat. So, if you ever get that confused, then you know it's white meat if it hangs to the breast. It's dark meat if it hangs to the thigh. This is the beautiful leg. You see that? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and slit it, because I want the juices and all the seasonings to get inside the chicken leg. See that? Just cut a little slit in it. Make sure the wing have a little slit in it. You know, chicken breast, because it's white, it has a tendency to be dry if you overcook it. You have to know how to cook it. And I'm going to slice my thighs too. I'm slicing them as well. I can always tell a difference in meat. Trust me. I'm not really a dark meat fan, but I do what I have to do. Okay? So, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to start seasoning each meat portion. Make sure it gets some good seasoning in there. Season all my meat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flour my meat as well. Then we're gonna start sauteing it. Okay, it's okay to put a lot of seasoning on there, because we're gonna put it in some flour too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this meat all seasoned up. I'm going to add a little accent and how I'm gonna make my dish full of flavor is I'm gonna go ahead and use my Holy Trinity, my Creole seasoning. I have my flour mixture. I just put black pepper in there. I wanted the black pepper to be extra. And just go ahead and get all my meat dredged. Now it's time to turn up my pan. 1 second. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, turn up my pan so it can start heating up. And I'm gonna drop my oil in there. I have some pure vegetable oil and I have some good old, cause this, I don't care how you say it or what you do, this is not healthy when you're smothering chicken unless you use cornstarch. And I wanted it the old school way. It's getting cold outside. It's about 36 degrees or 32 degrees outside. This is a good, healthy, warm, heartwarming meal. So I have real butter. You know I don't like to use anything but real butter. So I'm getting my pan heated up. I'm going to start, I'm going to finish going ahead and getting my chicken taken care of. I'm making sure each piece is coated. So that way it can be bursting with flavor, right? Every piece. So I'm going to take my flour. I had black pepper put in. I'm going to start by flouring the meat. This is the base. It helps you get the thick gravy in the roux. I like to do it like this, but I also, once I've coated the chicken with the flour mixture, I'm going to also get a little roux going in the pan too. And to darken your gravy, you can make it dark by the old school method, you know. And but I'm gonna do it a little different today. I'll show you in just a minute. Once my pan heats up, I can start getting things going. I'm leaving the skin on them because, like I said, this is the old school method. Okay, this is the back part of the chicken, right? So I'm cooking all the chicken except for the gizzards and the livers. So I'm coating this chicken because this is what's gonna give you that nice crust, and it's also gonna help with your roux to make your gravy, okay? So that's it. And I'm gonna go ahead and make sure all the chicken is coated with flour. And then we're gonna get it in the pan. We're gonna fry it up. So all the chicken's coated. Be right back. Gotta wash my hands, you guys. Okay, I'm back at you. My pan is ready for me to add the oil. This is vegetable oil, pure vegetable oil. I know it's bad and all this stuff, cholesterol, but this is what I wanted today, so I'm doing it. I told you I'll do more healthy meals. I'll do a recipe the next time with using cornstarch instead of flour. But I'll use olive oil instead of butter, or I'll do the olive oil butter blend. You know, it's up to me and how I feel. Right now, I needed some hearty, stick to your bones food. It's just that if you're gonna eat it, don't overdo it when you eat it. That's all. Okay? And then this is my pan is getting ready. I have the pan on about a medium high, it's between 6 and 7, because you don't want to crowd your pan when you're trying to sear your meat and darken your meat. Don't ever crowd your pan, okay? Don't do that. All right, so let me get a plate out. I'll put it in a bowl. I have a bowl right here. I'll put it in a bowl. Once it's finished frying, I'm gonna let it cook on, all sides. My fire is kind of hot. I want it to get cooked, but not cooked all the way through. I'm just searing it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken pieces in. I did cut the wing, the little flap off the wing too. I'm gonna add each piece, a thigh, a breast, a wing, and then a leg, okay? So you're gonna let this cook, okay? And you can add a little bit more in here, one in the middle. And we're gonna let it cook. Okay? And like I said, when you're trying to sear your meat and brown your meat, do not touch your meat once you put it in the pan, and give it room to breathe. Because if you push all the chicken in the pan together, what's that gonna do is it's not gonna fry right. It's gonna start steaming. And you don't want to steam your chicken if you want a good crust on it and whatnot. You don't want to steam your chicken, okay? So basically, I'm going to let that cook. I'm getting my coffee in me. This is my breakfast this morning. I'm getting my coffee in me, y'all. And I had some water. You start your morning off with water, okay? So I'm letting this cook and brown up. It's on 7. I don't want it to become burnt. So I'm gonna watch my pot, and I'm gonna, I have it on about a 7, and it's gonna brown. Once it browns, you pull it out and you do the next set, okay? And I have garlic. It's always on hand. I keep my garlic. I have my browning agent. I don't know if you guys know about browning agents in your part of the woods, but this is an old school remedy. This is a browning agent. It seasons your food well, make your gravy look good. I know in different parts of the United States, people like white gravy, but in New Orleans, we're a different culture. We like red and brown gravies. We don't really fool with too many whites unless it's like a pasta. We don't do that. But this is Kitchen Bouquet. This is what I normally use when I'm browning. It seasons and giving flavor. This is also another root you can add to the pot, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You see how they're whisking it in? You just add it to the pot after the pot. You finish doing what you're doing. And to cool down any root, you add your vegetables. That's how you do it, okay? So this is starting to sear. I'm going to wash my hands a little bit more. Remember, we don't touch the meat. We let it cook until it browns on each side, okay? Don't disturb the meat. So you guys, I'm serving my stewed or smothered chicken with vegetables. I have them simmering in a pot back here. I have some corn, some carrots, green peas, and some green beans in there. And I think that's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, so I'm just letting that cook. I have it on low, simmering my vegetables. We're cooking our smothered chicken today. I hope you guys are cooking. You know it's got to be a Saturday or Sunday when I'm in my kitchen. I'm meal prepping. You know, that's just for the week. So I don't have to get up and do anything during the week. Just go to work, come home, pull out something or take something out for lunch. And there you have it. I don't have to cook during the week if I don't want to. If my week is real busy or I'm tired or I'm not feeling good, I've already taken care of that on Saturday or Sunday. So I decided I was going to go ahead and make a cake too. I made a beautiful cake for my stepson. His birthday was on the 8th, but we're celebrating it today at a little restaurant. So I decided I'd make him his favorite cake. You know, we New Orleans people, he loves the Saints. I had to make it a little manly for him. But his cake turned out beautiful. I'm going to show it to you guys while we're doing the chicken. And it's a happy birthday to my stepson. Isn't that beautiful? His cake turned out lovely. He loves it. And we're going to celebrate him today. So I'll put this back in the fridge. We'll celebrate him today. I was so proud to go ahead and be blessed with children. I have a lot of them and I love it. Yes. And they look out for me and I make sure I look out for them. So now the chicken has some color on it. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Okay. Flip each piece because it's getting that color. Remember, this is a stewed chicken or smothered chicken. So I don't want it to be dark in color or anything, but I do want it to get that sear on it, you know, from the flour. And we're not cooking it all the way through because we are going to start simmering it on the stove. And I just need these pieces to become golden brown. And that's basically what we have right now. We're searing up the chicken, making sure things look good. Once that's done, I'll transfer it into this bowl, do the next set, and then I'll start the gravy and everything for you right before your eyes. We're going to do a one-pan thing, okay? So I know a lot of people might go the other way where they take and get the Campbell's soup to make their gravy and whatnot. I do everything old school. I don't really like to use things unless I can do it from scratch. There's nothing wrong with doing it from scratch. All you have to do is get a plan, set it up, and fulfill a plan. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm cooking down each piece of meat. Remember, it's not fully cooked all the way through because this dish is going to continue to cook as we process each step, okay? So it's coming together good. Like I said, I'm cooking it on a 7. It's almost like a slow cook process, but it's a process. This is some good when it's done. Smothered chicken, stewed chicken. It's so good. So I just wanted to know what you guys were cooking in your kitchen today. You know, prices are high in the grocery store. You might want to start cooking. Going out to eat $13 to $15 a meal for lunch, that's a lot. So it's always good to prep in advance. You can go to the store, buy your groceries, and you have enough for the week. You know, you can do 2 meals. So if you get tired of eating one half the week, you can eat the other one, or you can switch out each day. Have one and then the other one. Have one and then the other. But there's always a way so you don't get tired. You know what I'm saying? That's all. All it takes is a plan. Meal prepping is easy if you have a plan, right? So, yes, this chicken is looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the bowl, and I'll get the other one in. Yeah, this is going to be tender too. It's going to be tender. See, the meat is not all the way cooked through, if you can see that. It's not all the way cooked through because we're going to cook it again, okay? So I just wanted to get that coating on there, and it did. So I'm going to leave these two in a little bit more. I think they need a little bit more color. Then I'm going to drop the other ones in too. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add one in. And I love to cook. This is my favorite thing in the world. I don't know what it does for me, but I love to cook. I have no problem with cooking, you guys. I will cook a whole Thanksgiving meal in a quickness, and it'll come out excellent. That's because I love to cook, though, you know? So I have my chicken in there. We're going to let that cook. I have a few more pieces. These pieces on the side here is my livers, gizzards, and my neck. I'm going to go ahead and reserve that, put it in a freezer bag, and put it in the freezer for me to cook with. I can let that cook down. I could make a dirty rice. I can make giblets and gravy. I can make dressing. You can do all kinds of things with chicken. Chicken, don't count it out. I know people don't really like it. Some people don't, and they say it's bad for you. But don't count chicken out all the time, you know. So I'm cooking in the kitchen with Angela, Creole Roots. I'm back in the house. I know you guys miss me, but I'm here. So thank you for joining me on my channel. You can follow me on Instagram. Of course, you know my IG channel. And you can follow me on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook. I also have, which I haven't posted on my Pinterest page in a while. But I think I'm going to go ahead and post some things on my Pinterest page as well. I usually get great hits on that. And always invite others to my channel to check it out. I'm going to come to you guys and I'm going to make a peach cobbler too. That's going to be great. I love to cook pies and cobblers and cakes and stuff. I'm pretty good. I guess I got blessed on all measures when it comes to cooking. You know, because some people can bake and then can't cook too well. Some people could cook real well and can't bake too well. But I think I got the manifold blessing because I can cook and bake. And I love it. I really do. And I learned different little techniques and from different people, different channels. And sometimes things just come together just because. You know, I don't really measure. But if I give you a recipe, I'll make sure the recipe is correct so that you can use it. But whenever you're cooking, while we're waiting for our chicken to do what it do, whenever you're cooking and you're adding seasonings to a pot, I may just do a dab and sprinkle, but you don't understand the measurements or you're just not that type of person. So always start off with 1/8 of a teaspoon, okay? So if you have to, if you're a person that just have to do stuff, just go ahead, get your little 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now this is a half. You can even go smaller than this. There are teaspoons that are even smaller than this. So just take your measurements. Like the tablespoon, this is a teaspoon, this is the half teaspoon. Then there's 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't know where I put it. But yeah, the 1/8 of a teaspoon is what I would use when I'm adding salt and pepper and stuff like that. You can start off with that. Always start low. Then you can add more because you don't want to incorporate everything in a bunch and then it's real salty, full of so overbursting with flavor that you can't even enjoy the meal. So my suggestion is you always start off with 1/8 of a teaspoon, just a little bit. A little sprinkle, a dab. You know what I'm saying? I have teaspoons everywhere. They're all over the place in my kitchen. So let me show you. These teaspoons, they really help out. So this would be 1/4 of a teaspoon right here. So you can add that amount. This is 1/8 of a teaspoon that you can use right here. See, you can use these because you don't want to start off big. You want to start off small because if you use anything, if you go too far, then you know what happens. you over seasoning your food and you're not going to enjoy it. So I say start off small, then you can add to your pot, right? That's how you do things. If you're not too keen on cooking. So I'm flipping my chicken over. It's getting a nice golden color on them. So that's working out real well. Remember, don't crowd your pot because you don't want your chicken to steam. You want it to get that crisp golden color on there, but you don't want it all congealed together to where it starts steaming the pot. And you can tell when it's steaming a pot because it's not going to do what it's doing now. I know you can see that nice golden color on that chicken. We're going to let the other side cook a little bit. We'll add a little bit more. Then I'm going to start the gravy process of it, okay? So I'm leaving all the good juices and stuff in the pot from what I'm doing. But remember what I said about cooking. And I got my water. This is room temperature. I started off with it hot. This is room temperature. Don't ever add cold water to a hot pot. You have to start the boiling process all over again. Got to bring it up to a boil. But since I put it on hot water and it's coming down, I can put this in because it's not ice cold water, okay? So basically, I got my chicken sitting. It's sitting in these juices. It's all seasoned real well. And because I coated the chicken with flour in advance, this is going to help thicken the gravy, okay? So that's a good thing. And then I serve this with vegetables and rice, and you can even do a potato salad. But I don't want to go as far today with all that because Thanksgiving is coming up. We have a giant menu, and we're going to have potato salad then. You know how I am about food and funniness. So I'm not going to add potato salad with rice because the carbs. So I don't do that. So that's how you gain weight and get sick. You have too many carbs on one plate. You got to balance out your meal. So since I'm doing gravy, and it's going to be a real gravy full of fat, I'm not going to eat mine with rice. I'll just put the chicken on my plate with the vegetables, and that'll serve me well. But for somebody else, like my son, who works out, extensive workout, he can go with the gravy and the rice with the vegetables. But me, who has the health conditions, I have to be careful about adding a major carb like a rice to a gravy. So I can get away with eating a gravy, a little bit gravy, not much either. It's just going to be a small amount on the chicken with vegetables. That's how I'm going to do it today. And that'll save me all week, okay? So I'm not like this expert on nothing, but I know how my body works and how long I've been dealing with things. So I know what to do. And I've kept my weight down. I've done good. I do walk. I exercise. But I can't do it like the normal person do it because of my condition. But I do get it in. So my chicken is nice and golden brown, as you can see it. So I'm going to place this to the side. Now add some more. Get that in there. It has the flour on there. So this is going to be good. And then I add just enough oil to my pan. So now, don't disturb it anymore. Okay, we're leaving that alone until it turns brown. So I'm going to push this to the side. I'm going to keep on going, letting my pot do what it do. I'm cooking on a 7 if you're just joining my channel. It's on a number 7. When you're cooking down gravies and stuff, it may take a little bit longer. Normally my video's about 12 to 15 minutes, no more than 20 minutes. But this is going to be a little bit longer video today, but I think you'll love it. You know, I like to come in the raw. I don't try to edit too much. I want you to see if I mess up or I forget something. It's okay. I'm not going to do things to make me go nuts and bananas all over the place. I'm going to do it how I do it, and I love it. I love cooking, so I'm getting it in how I do it, okay? So I have my chicken sitting to the side. Y'all know me. If you know me, I keep a cast iron pot. I have a ton of them. I love them. I can't live without them. It's always on the stove, ready for when I want to hook something up. So I like to use my cast irons too. I put it in the oven on 375. Let it heat up real well because cast iron, it gives you heat and uniform. And I love that. So I'll cook a steak, do some steak kebabs in the oven because I'm not an outside girl. Remember that. I'll cook it in the oven on 375 for 20 minutes. Good, tender, juicy, and seared steak. Oh, it's amazing. You can do kebabs in the oven. I taught my niece loves it. She was so excited. So, I'm getting everything situated. You can start seeing the meat change colors and get formation on it. When it's searing, you can see it starts changing. The meat starts being not translucent and it starts turning white. That's how you know it's doing what it do. You can lift it a little bit if you like that, and then put it back down. But don't be stirring it around like it's a stir fry. Just leave the meat sit and do its thing. Once it gets that golden brown coating on it, then you can turn it over, okay? So this is my smothered chicken, New Orleans style. Creole roots all through and through. So I hope you guys are getting the best of my channel and learning how I do things here. I'm a New Orleans girl living in Texas. But I love it. I love what I'm doing. I'm excited. I can't wait till my cookbook is finished. We're nearing the final stages. It's been a rough road, a long road, but it's a good road to be on. Because once my book is out, I invite you guys to like it, get a copy of it, make it a Christmas gift, all that kind of stuff. It's coming out soon. I'm working on my second one while we're doing and finishing up the first one. So I'm coming to you raw. I'm not playing with you. I'm ready. Okay? So that's good and golden. I'm turning it around, flipping this meat over. Got some good color on it. And that flour is going to help, like I said, with thickening the gravy. You can have the gravy real thick and creamy, or you can have the gravy a little bit lighter. You don't want, there are different measures to gravy. You can have a thin gravy, or you can have a thick gravy. Medium grade gravy. I think I'm going to do a thick gravy. It's been cold outside. It's November. Texas has finally got some cold weather, and my body is doing better. And I'm so thankful for the cold weather. I think I like the cold weather better than I like summers. My body gets rasped up. I go through a lot when it's heat outside. So I think I'd rather the cold weather. Just going outside this morning, I just felt the crispness of the air was great. I loved it. I don't have a problem with the cold weather. I love it. You can put layers on in cold weather, and if you get too hot, you can remove layers. But in the summer, you can't go walk around naked. Shoot, it is what it is. No. So I got this chicken. This looks so cute. I left it. It looks like a little bird. The back of it. This one right here is cute. I'm going to call it a butterfly, though. Yeah. So I'm a little goofy. Y'all know that. So my chicken is getting together. I'm excited and happy. I'm making things happen in my kitchen as usual. If you're not a cook, go ahead and watch what I do. You'll start liking to cook. It's good to save money, I tell you that. If you don't want to save money, something wrong with you. And then you know what's going in your food. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling this meat out. It's got my coating on it. I'm going to let that rest. Now what I'm going to do, I have all the good drippings from the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and add my Holy Trinity. Y'all know what the Holy Trinity is. It's bell pepper, celery, and onion. Let that have it. So you can do the flash frozen one. Don't try this. I'm used to this. Okay, I know what I'm doing. You don't want to get your fingers burnt. Don't try what I do. So I have bell pepper, onion, and celery. I want the onion to start turning translucent. Okay. And I'm just cooking this down. It's still on a 7. And if you know anything about New Orleans people, there's a church everywhere. You can be Catholic, Baptist, whatever you want to be. There's a church that you can go to, even here. But in New Orleans, our roots has to do with a lot of Christianity, a lot of Catholic roots, and we believe in that Holy Trinity, that 3. It makes food married, and it brings food together. That's bell pepper, onion, and celery. And then they add the pièce résistance. Bam! You gotta have. You also gotta have what? Bay leaf. And some ingredients you can use bay leaf, but it's good. So I'm in my kitchen. I'm cooking up some stuff. I'm making some things happen. Get that out of there. I don't like that piece. And yeah. So this is gonna be a real good dish today, you guys. Smothered chicken in the house. I have my thickening agents here. That's gonna help out too. Okay. This is a good old roux. Roux is for stews, gravies, and gumbos. You can add this in the pot. You know. This is also a browning agent. Make your gravy brown instead of white. I don't like white gravies. I don't like milky gravies either, because I'm not a milk person. I don't really like milk. If I do buy milk, it's to bake a cake. I'm not eating no cereal, putting no milk in it and all that. That's for kids. I don't do that. So my onions are coming together. Bell pepper, onion, and celery. The Holy Trinity. It's a marrying thing. It's locked in. No divorces here. We got this. Okay? So, this is looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and open up my garlic. Add my garlic in here. I'm going to go over here. I have a tablespoon of garlic I'm going to add. It's a heaping tablespoon, as you can see that. See? Garlic make everything right. It makes everything right. Remember, in your kitchen, you cook how you want. It's your kitchen. You know what you like. You know the flavors you like. I always add my garlic a little bit last when I'm about to add the other ingredients. And it's because if you add garlic too soon, it cooks too long, it starts burning. When you're sauteing it, it gets this real rusty taste. It just messes up the dish. You don't want to burn your garlic. It becomes bitter and nasty. So you don't want to ruin it by doing that. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my gravy mix in here. Okay. Just a little bit. That's my roux. Then I'm going to go ahead and start adding my chicken back in. Just drop all that chicken in. All the juices from the chicken goes with it if any fell in the bowl. Okay. And sprinkle a little bit on top the chicken. Remember, this is roux. You can do it your way, but I do it this way. I let it cook. This way, then I add my water. I bring everything to a boil. This smells good already. Just by adding that gravy, it smells amazing. So I let this cook. You know, I let it cook. I'm flipping this over because I did add that on there. I'm going to turn my heat up now to high because I'm about to add this water in here. We're going to let it come to a boil. And then if I have to add, if I want it thicker, what I do is I take this and some water, mix it up real well, which I'll do, and add it to the pot. So I'm going to also add my browning agent. So this pot has to come to a complete rolling boil, okay? You see it's already turning color. I'm going to add just a little bit. I want it to be brown, okay? I'm going to go ahead and add a little more accent. Yes, I know people don't like accent, but I use it. Not all the time, but I do use it. I'm going to add a little more Tony Chachere Creole seasoning. And then some black pepper, a little bit more black pepper. And it's starting to come to a boil already. And like I said, this dish is going to start coming to a boil. It's going to get thicker. If I need to add more thickening agent to it, I can either use the roux, or I can use cornstarch, or I can do a flour flurry. So there are several ways that you can do this. So it's been quite a bit of time. I'm letting it start the boiling process. It's got to come to a complete boil. I'm going to let it cook on high for about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to drop the temperature and let it simmer. So this is going to cook about an hour and a half, okay? So I'll come back to you with my finishing product. Right now, we're going to let this go ahead and all the ingredients cook down and marry together. And I'll come back to you in a little bit, okay? So you hang in there. This is stewed chicken. You're in the kitchen with Angela, Creole Roots. I've been gone, but I'm back, all right? So let's celebrate. I'm feeling healthy again. We got this, okay? So I'll be right back and show you the finishing dish, all right? You see, guys, I'm back. It's coming to a rolling boil. All the gravy is coming together. We're gonna let it cook for a little while. Now that it's boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down and cover it. I'm gonna go to about a 5 and let this cook and simmer. If I need to add anything, any extras to make the gravy thicker, this is what I'm talking about, a slurry, a cornstarch slurry, if I have to use it, okay? This is what it is, a cornstarch slurry with a little seasoning in it. I put that to the side. If I need to use it, I do. I'm gonna let this pot cook down. I have it on medium, and I'm gonna let it simmer, bring it down and let it simmer for about an hour and a half, and then it's good to go. So just updating you guys. We'll be back in a little bit. Bye. So you guys, I'm back with the finishing touches. Okay, I'm gonna lift my lid, and it's thick and creamy. The meat is tender. It's nice and brown. It smells so good. This is amazing, you guys. So, you know I gotta do my tester. So I'm gonna get a spoon out. I'm gonna get my tester. I wanna test the gravy. Okay? Look how good that looks. Yes. All right. This is perfect. It is so full of flavor. It is delicious, you guys. Yes, I'm very happy with the finishing touches. And look at the chicken breast. The meat is falling off the bone, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Meat just falling off the bone. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and test this meat. Put it on my spoon. I'm going to go ahead and test the meat out. This is a part of the chicken breast, okay? You see that? Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. You want to eat it? You can join me in my kitchen, you guys. It's delicious. So good, so tender, so juicy. It's everything. It's life, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. If you like the dishes I create on a weekly basis, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Invite others to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, click the bell to be notified for when other videos drop. That was it, you guys. I'm going to cut that fire off. I'm going to let it continue to simmer. You know I'm going to give you some pictures of it. Go ahead and follow me on IG, Instagram, Facebook, and even Pinterest. So, thank you again for joining me. This is In the Kitchen with Angela, Creole Roots. I'm signing out, you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm going to go get ready for church. Everything was great. Love you. Bye.